You are tuned in to Kids
in the Pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm joined by John DiGiorgio from the band Mean Jesus. Thanks for letting me interview you.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me.
Yeah. So what do you do in Mean Jesus? And you've played in some other bands prior to Mean Jesus, right?
Right. So I play drums. That's all I really do in any band. I don't know. I have a bass guitar, but I don't really know how to play it. I'm still trying that. But yeah, I play drums in Mean Jesus. I play with like a singer-songwriter around town called, his name's Logan Bath. Before that, the first band I ever did anything with, like hit the road and made records with, was called Canifera. It was like there were some hardcore kids and some not hardcore kids in it, and it was like a really grindcore death metal kind of hybrid kind of thing. And that was cool. That was when I was like 18, maybe 19, I don't know. And from there, one of those members went on to be in Jesuit, which was a Virginia Beach band with that was what Nate Newton, who's in Converge and all that now, that was his band. And then Nate went to do Converge, and then he called me one day asking me if I wanted to play in it. So I played with them for a year in 1999. I did a record with them and stuff. And then I quit, kind of didn't do anything really hardcore related for a couple of years. Then I was in a band called The End of the Universe, I don't know, 2005, 4. Then I stopped doing that, started playing with completely different music scenes for years after that, and then started Mean Jesus with some friends in 2019. Sorry, that's the long answer there.
That's good. I also interviewed Nate, so yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about all those like drums behind you.
Oh, so this is my home office, and I have like work computers and stuff off camera, but yeah, so I'm at a point in life where I used to have to buy, like if I buy a drum set, I would have to sell a drum set to afford it. But now I just kind of keep collecting them. And there are currently 6 in my house right now. One of them is not for me. It's being fixed up for a friend. So, but yeah, I mean, do you want to know like specifics or?
I mean, just tell me about like each kid, I guess.
Okay, well here, what do we have? You have the red ones. These are only some extras that I don't really use much. But those are for a Thomas Superstar from the 80s. That's what I practice on. That's my favorite kit. Then if I get out of the way, I have like a 69 Ludwig right here. Can you see it?
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Then these two go to another set that I use. I give drum lessons, and that's in another room, but I have a Yamaha, it's just like a stage custom that I have those like Evans quiet heads on it for drum lessons. So I have 3 students that all use that. This one came with another set I bought recently, and it's like in perfect condition. So, and I don't need that size, so I'm just selling it on Reverb right now. And then the white drums, can you see them over here? Wait.
Oh, yeah.
I figured out the auto. Yeah, this is a company called Indie, which I love, and that's obviously the Mean Jesus kit. It's a guy who used to design for Ludwig drums, and now he went and did his own company, and everything's like super lightweight and easy to play, and it sounds good. So, yeah. And don't get me started on drums if you don't want to hear like a hour-long explanation. I'll warn you in advance for that.
Yep.
Kind of all I talk about.
Yeah. So my dad, I don't have my own drum kit. I just play one of my dad's. But the one, we have like 2 drum kits in the house. The one that he plays is a DW.
The green ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
And I play a Spawn kit.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just like 1 floor tom, 1 rack tom, kick, and then I have I don't know if the snares Spawn. It might be.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to have their catalog or something, Spawn, in the old days, but I never owned any of their. I almost did it, but I never owned one of their kits. But how's it sound?
It sounds awesome. I mean, yeah, I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the cymbals are cracked because I I don't want to buy my own. They're really expensive, so I just play his old cracked ones. But for practicing, they're fine.
Yeah. So cymbals, I have like a hustle with cymbals. Not really a hustle, but we have a store called Music Go Round, and I see what they have all the time, and then I if it's like if it's cheap and it doesn't look like it's in bad shape, I usually pick it up. So I have a good amount of cymbals. I have too many broken ones, unfortunately, but there's some, if you look around, I mean, I go to Reverb and all that stuff every day, and if it's a deal, I might buy it because cymbals are so breakable. It doesn't make, it's ridiculous, and they're so expensive now.
Yeah. Also, my dad just bought a snare from Fest in Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Wilhelm Scream, their drummer, he owns like a drum company called Whale City.
Yeah.
And he was selling a Whale City snare for like $500. And my dad picked it up, and it's sick.
Yeah, that sounds cool. You
Yeah.
know anything about it? Like size or anything?
I mean, I know it was $500.
Yeah, right.
Sounds amazing. That's
Should,
all
yeah.
Yeah, all I know is it sounds amazing and it costs $500.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
cool.
it's like on around the edges like kind of tannish, but
Okay.
yeah, my mom can send you a picture of it.
Yeah, yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, how old were you when you started playing drums?
Oh man. So I was 10. I think I started a little bit. I started the summer before I started getting lessons. Like, I don't know if it's like this for you, but when I was a kid, you're just bored all day in the summer. Like, I sucked at everything in life except for drums. So, I'm not out playing any sports or anything like that during summer vacation. And I just had these like sort of wooden dowels that were about the same size as drumsticks. I don't know how I found them, but I would watch MTV all day. And this is 80s, so like the video era of MTV. And I would just kind of play along. And I sort of taught myself a thing or two that way. So, and then I probably on my 10th birthday, somewhere around then, I think, well, no, that next school year, I started taking lessons. So, yeah, I should be way better for as long as I've been playing. So,
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'm not very good at sports. I mean, I'm good at music and I'm good at video games.
oh, that's cool. I wasn't even good
Not
at video games. It was weird. I was good at a few. Like, if I had that on the old Nintendo stuff, you had the 30 life code. It was for a couple games by Konami, so I could play those, but otherwise I wasn't very good. So,
oh
and I sucked at skateboarding. I wanted to do it so bad, but I was the
well. So I'm not good at skateboarding, but I can stay on the board. I can't do any tricks, but I
yeah.
can like just stay on a board.
You go down a ramp.
Well, yeah, I can go down a ramp. So
Oh,
that's
there you
good
go.
skate.
Without falling down, I mean that's something.
I mean, so I could go down like this is probably the steepest angle I could go down, but I couldn't go down.
I would
like
say
this.
this.
Yeah.
Once I've gone down like once like
Maybe.
this. Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm sure you'd fare better than me if we got side by side and tried it. So
You know the one at Phillips Park?
Yeah, that's kind of steep.
Yeah, that one I've gone down that one many times. I just fell a few times. Okay, so for ramps like this, I have like a 75% chance of staying on the board.
yeah, that's cool. And I didn't like when I was a kid, I just wasn't patient at all. So now I look back and I think, well, had I put more time and effort into it, maybe something could have happened. But I did not have it in me at the time, and I was sick of getting bloody. So, just wasn't for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, everyone starts like at every age. Like my grandpa who lives in Illinois, he started guitar at like 60, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And now he's like really good at guitar.
You guys ever jam?
We haven't before.
A little tiny bit. So
Like-
he listens to like country.
Yeah, he listens to like country. I mean, I brought my guitar. We visited him like earlier this year. Wait, was it this year or last
I
year?
think this year.
I don't know. And I brought my guitar. I mean, we like played a little, but we didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, I bet it'd be cool to play with like a family member. Actually, I've
Yeah,
never done that kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, I do it every time thought control.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, right. So that's super cool. Maybe
Yeah.
there's some kind of chemistry there that, like I would never experience with somebody, right? So I
Maybe.
don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the point is you could still learn how to skateboard if you want.
Yeah, I'm 47, man. I have no interest at this point.
Yep.
Getting fragile.
That's fine. So what year did Mean Jesus start? Wait, no, I think you mentioned they started in 2019, right?
Yeah, it might have been maybe 2020. I don't. It was like a
Okay.
COVID lockdown blur, or we kind of. I was in a few bands with Keith before, and I think we tried like 2 or 3 different bands, and we had a few songs, but it just never really took. And then everyone started quitting. So finally, Mean Jesus was like the formula that worked for us, and we did change over the years. So, but yeah, somewhere 2020. We'll just say 2020.
Okay. But the other part of the question was, were you always in the band?
Yeah, I was. So
Okay.
Keith and I, like I said, we had jammed kind of, prior to that, trying different things.
Okay.
So, and this was the lineup that worked for us.
Yep. So what are some like drummers that you look up to?
Oh man, there are so many. So many. So I'll go earliest age, like Will Calhoun from Living Color. I don't know if you're familiar, but
I know the band, but I don't know any Living Color songs, but I know of the band.
yeah,
Like I might have heard them once or twice.
I'm sure you've heard some of the songs, but they had a hit that was on it was on the radio when I was first starting out, and it sounded cool, but it's just like a real solid rock drum thing. Then I bought one of like the live albums, and just the stuff he was throwing into these songs on the live record, it was like completely mind blowing. I'd never heard anybody play drums like that. So then it was like there was so much more, below the surface of his playing, and then I was just hooked. So like I rip him off a lot to this day. Like I throw some of his stuff in everything I do probably. And then Charlie Benante from Anthrax was like my first like playing the fast beat. That was where I learned that from him. And well, I had a 7 Second State as a kid, and I learned it there too probably. But I had an Anthrax video, and I just saw how you could just see how it all worked, because this is like pre-YouTube and all that, obviously. So you kind of take your inspiration where you could get it, right? You couldn't really seek it out necessarily. So
Yeah.
but he was definitely a favorite. There still is. I mean, follow him on Instagram and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And then there's so many. I mean, there's so many really great drummers out there, and I think you can kind of learn from any drummer at this point, because we're all gonna treat a song differently, right? So,
Yeah.
just however you choose to approach it. So I try to like take inspiration from everybody. Like just keep my mind open and see what's out there.
Yep. I mean, Neil. I'm definitely not even
Oh,
close
Peart?
to as good as him, but Neil Peart, he's
Yeah,
definitely one of my inspirations. He's amazing, but
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Did you ever get to see him live?
No, I wasn't
Uh,
able to. It sucks.
sorry.
But
Yeah, that was my first concert. It was Rush and Primus, and I was like, maybe
nice.
your age. I don't know.
Wow. My dad did see them a few times though.
I think it was his first concert too.
It might have. I'm not sure.
Cool.
I'll ask him.
Yeah, that's super. They were always just so phenomenal live. Like it sounded exactly like the record. Like extra tight. I mean, I never noticed a mistake or anything. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, I saw like so Geddy Lee did recently he did this like he released a book, so he did this book tour. We saw him in DC at it was in Maryland, but pretty much DC.
Yeah, sure.
It was at this like casino place. It was it was a really big place, but yeah, he talked about it for like probably an hour, and it was cool.
Yeah, that his autobiography was phenomenal. It was. I've never read one that was as entertaining and kept me drawn in the whole time. It was so good. I think.
You should read it.
Yeah, I still haven't read it. I don't know why. I can't get myself to read a book.
Yeah, I get it. When I was your age, I had some issues with it as well.
I
Well,
just
so
like the audiobook might
Yeah, I
exist
can
now.
do
Yeah.
audiobooks, but I just can't sit still and read a book for some reason. I
So
don't know why.
this is going to sound even geekier than I've already put out there, but I was so into it. I had the book, and I had the audiobook as well, and I'd read it while listening because he reads it in his own voice, so it's like just kind of reinforced the whole experience. And then
That might help you with reading.
It might. I don't. Yeah.
and then he had like Alex, the guitar player from Rush. If he quoted him, then Alex actually did the voice work on the audiobook, which was so cool. So he had like guest stars and stuff reading their own quotes. Like it was
Nice.
so fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to buy it.
But also, so whenever I listen to an audiobook, I completely remember like majority of the information. Whenever I read an actual book, I just don't remember anything.
Yeah, it happens. You got to like flip back a few pages because your mind was, you were daydreaming or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
Well, I don't. When I read a book, I can't concentrate on it. Like I'm kind of reading it without like my eyes are kind of just like reading it, but my brain's not reading it.
Yeah, I think at your age I was in a similar predicament with reading, so I would, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
I'm no doctor, so I think you're
You'll be fine.
Maybe I have maybe I have bookophobia.
maybe. Well, the fact that you're holding one and like willing to go that far, I don't think the phobia part is there.
Okay.
So
Probably not.
you've already surpassed that, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, doing great.
Maybe I have bookophobia.
That's probably it.
Okay. So where do you live and did you grow up there?
I grew up in Virginia Beach. I live in Norfolk. It's like a neighboring city, still
Yeah.
really close. So yeah, more or less stayed around the same area.
Nice. Yeah, I loved Norfolk. It's really cool. I played there once with Thought Control.
Oh, cool. Yeah, when was that? I don't know why.
I think it was April,
Man.
beginning of April, I think.
Okay,
At
I
the
think I might have been
Tap
out
House.
of town, which is a valid excuse, but otherwise I should have been there.
Yeah, it was at the Tap House. So
Yeah,
that was-
yeah. I love the Tap House.
Yep. Have you been to Volcano, the buffet?
The sushi place on 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a buffet, it's all you can eat. They bring it to you.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, we've gone there a few times and we love it.
Yeah. Do you not have anything like that where you are?
So, I mean, we used to have this Chinese buffet in Newark, but it closed recently.
That's a bummer.
Why did it close? I love
Yeah, I
it
don't
so
know.
much.
You weren't patroning it enough, I guess.
No,
No, I'm kidding.
why did it close?
Yeah.
Sometimes I can make myself cry if I'm just like a little bit sad about something because I'm sad about it closing. But I
Sure.
can also kind of make myself cry. I mean,
Yeah.
I just made my eyes water, but now my
Did they-
eyes are red. So that's-
Maybe someone will see this and be compelled to open up a new one, near you. So
In Delaware.
anyone in Delaware, please open a Chinese buffet somewhere in like Newark or Middletown. I will be your #1 customer. I will be there every single day. Please.
Even though you don't have a job.
Well, I'll start mowing lawns or something. Okay.
just throw
So-
some advertisers on the podcast, and then they'll pay for your
oh
your-
yeah.
Chinese buffet habit, right?
Yeah, all you can be like sponsored by every single in the episode. I'll be like, people in Delaware go to blah blah buffet on blah 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 road and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, Delaware.
Just have some props to hold up and everything,
Yep. I'll have we'll just like Photoshop like a JPEG of like orange chicken over me or something.
Very enterprising.
Be sick. So, do you have a favorite Mean Jesus song?
Ah, man. I like playing Shark Brain a lot live. That's one of the ones we always play that one, and it's a song where in the set I should be too tired to play it because we play it like second to last, I think usually, and it's real fast and it's really active on the drums, but it gets me so amped that I always have like this. I have like just enough energy to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling down here, and then it's time to play the song. I'm back up here for it. So far that's been the case. So
Nice.
I don't know. Like I enjoy the old stuff we wrote too when we were doing more of like a Sam I Am Lifetime type of thing when we started out. So I still like a lot of those songs just because it was like it was a cool time and I fondly look back and everything. And that's more sonically, when I listen to stuff, that's more the stuff I listen to than like heavier stuff. With a lot of exceptions, but so kind of all over the place. When you create something, I mean, I only do the drum part, but when you're part of creating something, it's harder. That's why there's so many sucky bands, right? Because you fall in love with something that you create, and even if the rest of the world thinks it's not very good, it's still yours, so it's special to you, right? So it's kind of hard to listen to it with somebody else's ears sometimes.
Mhm.
So yeah, I like them all.
I mean, you know about my band World Chaos?
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
seen the clips and stuff for sure.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be probably hard to pick a favorite World Chaos. I mean, actually, no, it's probably Thrash Can, but I don't know. I love them all.
Yeah, that's cool. You have them. When do you play that in the set? Do you mix it up, or is it always?
I think it's usually in the later half. It's usually like second to last, also
Yeah, that's cool.
something like that. I mean,
And your newest song.
yeah, it's our newest song.
What's that?
It's our newest song. It's not like out yet, but it's the last one we wrote.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's like the freshest, and it's cool because the evolution of your being a band, right? It all kind of that's like the most recent example of it. So
It does have like more of like a hardcore sound too. There's like a really cool like breakdown at the end, but
Oh,
it's like also thrashy.
yeah, that
So
sounds.
it's like most of our songs are like kind of just like thrash, but then that song is like a mix between like hardcore and thrash.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm a fan of both genres. So
We kind of ripped off Venus Boys a little bit for one of our riffs in that song.
yeah, I mean, think about how many riffs have happened. You're bound to play something that sounds like something else, right? So as long as you make it your own, I mean, I think I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So this is the World of Chaos riff. It's and then this is the Municipal Waste. Wait, what is it? Wait, is it? It's they're close.
It's different though,
Yeah, they're a little different. So
Yeah. You got to edit that part out. You don't want to out yourself, right?
oh yeah.
You can call if you call it a tribute, then it's fine because then it's like a respect thing. I think
It's a tribute.
musical tribute. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we wouldn't like we wouldn't if we were ripping off Municipal Waste, we'd do it like we'd be tributing it to them, but like we wouldn't like we're all fans of Municipal Waste. I especially love Municipal Waste, but the other members also like Municipal Waste, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're cool.
We
Dave
wouldn't
Whitty is like such an inspiration too. Have you met him?
who?
The drummer?
Oh, the drummer. Yeah, I don't know his name, but
He's super cool.
he's amazing.
He is. Yeah, I have a funny story about him if you want to hear. Not funny, but well, yeah. I was in this band Kinefra, and we were playing in New Jersey, and he was in I think Black Army Jacket at the time, and he was in a band called Human Remains, which was like insane. I mean, the playing on this, they did share. They had a member that went to Dead Guy at some point, if you're familiar with them, but I don't even know what kind of metal to call it, but the drumming was so over the top. It was amazing, and someone put that CD in the van on the way to New Jersey to the show. And I'd heard of him, but I'd never heard him before. And I got so freaked out by how good he was. And then we get to the venue, and I just see him setting up his kit, right? He's just back there. And he's the most friendly dude ever, but he just looks so menacing. And I'm like getting kind of terrified. And then when it was my turn to play, I played probably the second worst show of my life because I was so in my head and just like I tried to go extra hard because this guy's here, you gotta really, you know what I mean? I don't want people to think I suck or whatever, and it was the worst. So
yeah.
So don't be so now I realize it's not a competition, but at that age, that was not where I was.
Yeah. I'm gonna see Municipal Waste next weekend in New York. You know how Luke Kohler sadly has cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his benefit show with like Life of Agony, Municipal Waste. There's a bunch of bands on there. We're going, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That's in New York, you said?
Mhm.
Nice.
Irving Plaza, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
November 23rd.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, you guys are doing merch for like the Lou benefit shirts and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, but the drummer Muse voiced World of Chaos, we covered like a Muse voice song, Grave Dive. You know that one?
I don't know because I had a lot of their stuff on. Did I have it on CD? I don't know. I'm bad with song. I'm of the CD generation, so I just know like song one, song two, song three because it would just show
Okay.
a number. So I'm really stupid with song.
It's on
I'm the same.
Electrified Brain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's blue and there's like a head and there's a guitar going through the head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard all their stuff over the
Okay.
years.
But yeah, we can't like our drummer, he's like not able to do that fast beats yet. I
I
don't know.
get it, man. Yeah, it's
So
really
we had we chose a slower song. So Grave Dive isn't that. I mean, there's like a the fastest part is like at the end there's like a like on the
Yeah.
ride, that kind of beat.
right.
So yeah, we were able to do that one. But yeah, yeah, what'd you say his name is? I forgot again.
Dave Whitty.
Dave, yeah, okay. Um, he's like he's just amazing. It just in most
He
of the songs it's just constant. No.
Yes, I went ice skating with him once with some friends, and he's just good. I'm pretty sure he's that guy who's just good at everything because I think he had said he had never ice skated before. This was a long time ago, so my memory might be wrong, but he had never done it before. Next thing I know, he is just like zooming around. You know, he is going so fast on these skates, right? So he's just that like. And then I was talking to him, and he said like he got a BMX bike when he was a kid. And next thing you know, he's like just doing wheelie. Like he just gets focused on something, and on like shredding at whatever in life. It seems like, and he just nails it. He's so good. So
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gifted. He's
yeah, yeah, and he's so cool. Like I saw him at I was in Richmond for. You ever heard of the band Haunt? They're like
no,
a
I have.
melodic metal band. They're really good. But he was at that show, and I caught up with him, and he's just the coolest guy. Like always just great. So I'm
Nice.
glad he's in Virginia now too. That rules. I mean, he's been here for years, but
Yeah, I hope I can get him or anyone Muse voiced on here sometime. That'd be sick.
yeah, you should.
You
Like,
can ask him on the 23rd.
oh yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Like my dream is to open up for Muse voiced. It's a very low chance, but
yeah. You never know.
that's like the dream band to open for.
Yeah, I mean, just keep plugging away. You got plenty of years ahead of you to make it happen, right? So
Got to keep playing, keep grinding. Yeah. So what was the first punk or hardcore show you attended, and how old were you?
well, you're gonna think I'm like a chump because you're so much younger than I was. But you ever heard of the band Groundwork? They were an Arizona band.
Nope.
They were on tour summer of 1993. So I was 15 when I went. So it was Groundwork when I was 15. But I had a 7 seconds tape. My sister's older than me, and when I was in fourth grade, she got Walk Together, Rock Together, and I heard her listening to it, and I had never heard anything like it before, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I think I kind of stole her tape or borrowed it for the rest of my life, kind of thing. So that was my first exposure, but I didn't know there was a whole scene or anything. I didn't know it was like hardcore. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just know that I like this tape, and maybe there's more bands like it. So that was my first exposure to the actual scene or genre, I guess.
Nice.
Then it took a few years for it all to come together and realize, oh, there's plenty of these bands out there,
Yep. So, where's your favorite place you ever toured in?
Oh man, it was a miserable tour, but some of the sightseeing in Europe was really nice. I remember being in Switzerland and just thinking like everywhere you looked like a postcard. It was just everything was so picturesque. It was, and it was a sunny day. There was like hot air balloons in the sky. I mean, it was too much. It was so gorgeous. So visually, I think it might have been Switzerland of the countries I've been to. But you see somewhere on a sunny day versus like a rainy day, it's a whole different thing. So, but that was probably the coolest.
Yeah, I hope to go to Switzerland someday. I've been to 4 countries in Europe, so um, well, 5 counting Wales. So I've been to England, Wales, Czechia, Hungary, and Norway.
Cool. I think Yeah, I haven't been to Hungary before, but
I mean, yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
favorite, my favorite out of the five is probably Czechia. It just I love the like architecture, the whole thing was sick. Those
Yeah,
places.
that's cool.
So what's your favorite type of food from another country?
I don't. I think I am a big fan of eating in general. So this is the hardest question for me. I don't know. I like more food than I don't like. I don't. I think I like all food pretty much. So
Yeah, I like almost all food too. I just don't like sweet potatoes.
yeah, that used to be my line, but I understand they're healthy and stuff. So I did teach myself to appreciate sweet potatoes over the years. So I'm even on board with them now. I guess I mean sushi's good. I like Indian food.
And it's been like at least a year until I had since I've had like sweet potatoes. So
You gotta
I
try again.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to start with the fries, right? Because anything's good fried. And then once you get used to the sweet potato fries, you can kind of move on, keep scaling it back till you get closer to the actual sweet potato from there.
Yeah. So what was your favorite movie when you were my age?
So you're 13.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's when I was kind of like I went from being afraid of horror movies to like getting into them at that point. So I was watching a lot of those.
You could also say TV show, any TV show if you
Oh man,
heard
I
those
don't
more
know.
at your age.
What was happening when I was 13? So I had this. It's not exactly a movie, but I had the Anthrax like VHS. I got it for Christmas one year of a live concert, and I watched that probably twice a day. And then I rented Rush Exit Stage Left every time I went to Blockbuster if my mom wasn't sick of me renting the same thing. So music movies, those were them. But I watched The Exorcist a lot because it was like supposed to be the scariest one. So me and all my friends kind of got into that. Are you into horror movies at all?
Yeah, I love horror.
So I'm ashamed to admit this. My parents weren't really on it with like what I was doing. So I watched a lot of stuff that was not appropriate for me at a 13-year-old. So
South Park. Oh,
yeah, okay. I mean, if you're yeah, so that wasn't happening until I was maybe 18 or 19 or 20 or something. But I
but
watched.
But that's what he's not. He's watching things that aren't appropriate.
Okay,
I love South Park.
So I pretended like I didn't have an answer for this, and I've had an answer the whole time, but I just didn't want to say it. I was obsessed with Toxic Avenger, the first one. I hope you've never seen it because it's super wildly inappropriate. I mean, that was their whole thing. It was like a shock thing. But that was like my favorite movie as a 13-year-old. Like, absolutely.
Yep. I mean, we're going to so in Middletown, there's this. I mean, it's not related, but have you seen the movie Dead Poet Society?
Yeah, like
Okay, it's set. It's like
13.
it's in like it was made in our town.
They
Oh,
filmed
really?
part of it in that theater.
Yeah, part of it was filmed in that theater, and one of them was also in like a school, a high school, I think it that we went to.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, that theater they're doing a 40 years of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
Oh, okay, cool.
November 30th at midnight. So it starts at midnight, and you go into the theater, and it's a showing of it November 30th. It's gonna be
Have
really
you
cool.
seen it before?
What?
Have you seen the movie before?
No, I haven't. So it'll
Oh
go.
man, yeah, that's exciting.
Very excited.
Yeah. I like the second one too, which is like the zany, campy one. It's nothing like the first one. The first one's like real, it seems real, and I don't know the words to describe. But then the second one, they just do that whole like, let's go way over the top and like silly with it kind of thing. But the older I get, the more I'm interested in more of that style, right? The less brutal and real, and the more like just outrageous type stuff. So you
Yeah.
have to watch
I
the
mean,
second one after.
kind of sounds like Evil Dead. I really like Evil Dead.
Right, and that's probably where I got the appreciation for those movies from. The Evil Dead movies were probably where, because it was like I was a little scared because I was a kid, but it's like I'm laughing next scene. You know what I mean? They blend it all
Yeah,
in.
it's like
I love
also
that.
it's horror comedy is funny.
For sure. Yeah. You ever heard of The Abominable Dr. Phibes? That's a favorite. It's an
Oh, I
old
have.
Vincent Price movie. It's super campy. I mean, it's like as campy as you can get in a movie. It's one of those movies I watch like way too much. Like I keep a copy in Dropbox just in case I need to, I'm somewhere and I need to see it kind of thing. So it's a good one. It's not good, but it's fun.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, cool. I'll send you the Dropbox link if you want. If
Okay,
you're-
cool.
Might be a little old though. It's like it's from the 70s, so I don't know if that's your thing or not. But
So if you could travel to the past or the future without risk of dying or messing anything up, like with the butterfly effect, I think that's what it's called.
yeah,
What year would you travel to?
I don't know if I have. I don't know. Because if I go too far back, what if like a dinosaur eats me or something? You know what I mean? Like, where's my time machine gonna be? Oh, you said no risk of dying.
Yeah,
Okay,
nothing can.
I should have thought about this
If
one.
a dinosaur eats you, you just respawn in the.
Yeah, but I still don't want to go through that experience. That might be like.
Oh
some
yeah, that would also
stuff,
hurt
right?
a lot.
Like then I can never watch Jurassic Park again. I put that on, I'm gonna remember. Oh yeah, that dinosaur ate me that one time. All kinds of stuff's gonna happen. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I might have to pass on it. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in a lot of different times, but I don't know if I have like a zeroed in answer for this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I failed.
Is this the first interview I've done when I was 13?
Maybe one more.
Wait, but didn't we say 12-year-old self last time?
Maybe.
We might have.
Ooh.
Okay, well, if you could tell your 13-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Same thing I would tell my 12-year-old self, which is just I worried about everything, and I was kind of having a hard time, 12 and 13, and I would just tell myself, everything's gonna be fine, don't worry, like, and everything that happens kind of leads to like where you are right now, right? So, and if anything didn't happen that way, you wouldn't be the same right now potentially. So, kind of back to that butterfly effect, I guess.
Yeah.
So, just kind of, you'll get through it. Don't freak out so much. And I probably could have used that advice. Then again, people probably told me I didn't listen at the time, but yeah, just relax.
Anything to add before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. Thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. And, yes. Thanks to John for joining me today. Thanks to all of you for watching or listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Spotify and the streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
Take care.